Hello, this is the 1981-82 Mulder Yamaha tt500. The bike itself is based on the full floater Suzuki 1981 RM125 to RM465 full floater rear suspension. The actual frame is a custom built frame. It's not a XT500 grafted into a Suzuki frame. Approximately 14 to 20 frames were built by a guy, I think originally it was Jan Mulder, but a guy called Jan Mulder who rode it to either a win or a second overall position in the Dutch four-stroke championship. Quite a rare machine. XT500 engine, yeah, you can soup them up to all sorts of cc 540. This is just stock unrestored example, standard XT500 engine. The carb's been bored out to 36mm, but other than that, pretty much stock. All Suzuki running gear, front forks, front wheel, yokes, rear swinging arm, rear shocker, and the suspension system. But the cradle itself is based on obviously Suzuki, but manufactured specially for the XT500 engine. A guy called Pieter Jan Lamiers, he actually built the bikes, and it was called a Mulder Yamaha, based after the rider who rode it. It actually, we think it won a Dutch four-stroke championship or came runner-up. This is a particularly early example. The side panels are, I think, 1980 Suzuki RM125 250. The tank is probably later water-cooled off a water-cooled Suzuki. As you can see, it's scalloped out where the radiators used to be, but apparently they used to just fit whatever tanks they had at the time. They used to fit on the bike, so you might see some Mulder Yamahas with a slightly different RM tank, but they're all basically the same bike. This unrestored example is basically ready to be raced. I'm just basically making sure it's mechanically spot on. It could do with restoring, but once you've restored the bikes, you tend not want to ride them. So basically, yeah, it's a rolling restoration. The front forks are 38mm Suzuki. I think these front forks were on a 1 year only model of RM125 to 465, 1981 only, and then they went to a bigger diameter fork. The front brake shoe is a single leading brake shoe. Yeah, all Suzuki wheels, Suzuki rear mudguard. Yeah, basically rental handlebars. This particular model's got a side stand on, but I would imagine originally it wouldn't have had the side stand. But yeah, quite a nice thing. Really comfortable. Turns very well. Suspension's just out of this world. The front forks are a little bit on the thin side, but like any bike, you can dial the forks in, spend the time with them, and you can get them working pretty good. So yeah, it's all bespoke stuff. Not too many. You don't see too many around. There's seen one or two over in the UK, as this is a UK bike, but it was brought in. Obviously, it was brought in from Holland or wherever it was manufactured. But yeah, it's all basically Suzuki. The Suzuki full floating system, Suzuki shock and reservoir. As I said, it's a custom purpose built frame. A lot of people thought that this is just a XT500 engine grafted into an RM frame, but in fact it was made exact. I think the story goes is, I think Jan Mulder was working for Yamaha at the time, and I think they wanted to enter maybe the Dutch four-stroke championship, so they asked him maybe to build something which it sort of went very well on. So after that, I think it followed on by a request for 14 to 20 frames built, and this is one of them, and this is an early example. But yeah, they're all pretty desirable. Bomb-proof XT500 motor. Yeah, it's a survivor, and you don't see too many around. It's got the Suzuki RM front number board and all the Suzuki RM fork gaiters and mud guards. But yeah, it's quite a good looking bike. I suppose it's a bit subjective, the look, because obviously you've got the cutouts. You've got the cutouts where the radiators used to be. I'm sure some of the later Mulder Yamahas with the different RM125 tank, which was complete here, would have probably looked slightly better. But it's like I said, it's what they had at the time in the factory, and yeah, I've got used to it, and it's quite a stunning thing, really. The more you look at it, you think there's a lot of thought gone into it, and apparently it handled pretty well. It's got a very long wheelbase. I think it's 2 inch longer than a CCM, Rotax CCM, not the very early CCMs, but with the rake angle and that, you would have thought it wouldn't handle, but apparently the handle stop and turn very well. And I think the full flow to Suzuki system had a really good reputation as being a good suspension. So can't wait to get this back out into the scene, and hopefully you know, get a few rides out on it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out some of my other videos, and there'll be more videos coming along very soon.